Hello everyone, this is Earth Archives. Today, buffalo wings is a common dish on American family tables, but how many people know who invented this dish? And under what time and space background was it created? Today let's take a look at the history of this dining table. Before the show starts, please subscribe, share, and turn on the little bell. This will help us grow faster. Without further ado, the show begins. Buckle up because I'm about to take you on a saucy little journey back to the swinging 60s in Buffalo, New York. This tale's got flavor, a bit of spice, and a dash of mystery, all the ingredients for a mouth-watering story. Our main character? None other than John Young, a visionary black restaurateur who wasn't just serving up meals, he was serving up history on a platter. John threw open the doors to Wings and Things, a spot that quickly became the talk of the town. But here's where it gets interesting. Just about a mile down the road, a dynamic duo, Frank and Teresa Bellissimo, were stirring up their own buzz at the Anchor Bar, tossing chicken wings into the spotlight. Fast forward to the 1980s, and chicken wings had skyrocketed to stardom, with the Bellissimos grabbing the limelight for inventing the beloved buffalo wings. Pause for effect because here's where things get saucy. As recent years have unfurled, local history buffs started digging deeper into the archives, spinning the flavor wheel back to give credit where credit's due. Turns out, John Young and his Wings and Things were flipping wings before buffalo wings became the gig everyone wanted a piece of. And guess what? There were even culinary wizards before John, working their magic in the shadows. So, while the Bellissimos might have basked in the glory of the buffalo wing fame, let's raise our glasses, or, chicken wings, to John Young and the unsung heroes of the wing world. Because, in the end, whether it's drenched in sauce or sprinkled with spice, every wing has its own tale. And oh boy, aren't they delicious. The early origins of buffalo wings. Picture this, it's way back in the day, before smartphones, before the internet, heck, before a lot of things. Chicken wings, those scrumptious little morsels that are now the life of every party, were making their debut on the culinary stage. And let me tell you, they weren't just a quick snack for game day. These guys have been around, flexing their culinary muscles both at home and in restaurants across the land. Now, if you're on a quest to find the odd chicken wing establishment, put your map away because I'm taking you straight to Buffalo. Let's time travel to the Clarendon Hotel, where in 1857, yes, you read that right, 1857, a menu boasted an entree that would make any wing lover's heart skip a beat: chicken wings, fried. Fast forward a bit, and history buffs at the Buffalo History Museum dug up a recipe from 1894 floating in the pages of the Buffalo Commercial Advertiser. But let's zoom out for a sec. Chicken wings weren't just breaking hearts and taking names in Buffalo. Down in the vibrant streets of Washington, D.C., a black-owned gem named Wings and Things was lathering chicken wings in the legendary Mumbo sauce. This sauce, with its roots sprawling back to Chicago, became a D.C. icon. And get this, it might have given John Young, another culinary visionary over in Buffalo, the idea spark he needed to kickstart Wings and Things in the swinging 60s. Now, pinning down when Young threw open his doors is a bit like trying to catch a greased chicken. It's slippery. He got his business license in '66, but word on the street, and from the man himself, suggests he was slinging wings before making it official. Young's spot became the go-to for breaded, whole wings drenched in his signature spin on Mumbo sauce. Flip the script to Frank and Teresa Bellissimo's Anchor Bar, also in the 60s. They threw their hat in the ring with a wing recipe that changed the game, breaking them, frying them, and tossing them in hot sauce. Boom. The buffalo wing as we know it was born. So, as the chicken wing empire expanded in the 70s and 80s, guess who snagged most of the credit for lighting the fire under buffalo wings? Yep, the Bellissimos. But as we crack open the history books, let's remember the unsung heroes and the saucy tales that have seasoned the journey of chicken wings from humble beginnings to star-studded American culinary icons. Who gets credit for buffalo wings? Let's dive into the sizzling saga of the buffalo wing, a culinary thriller where mystery and sauce collude to cook up a storm in the world of finger foods. Picture the scene, the early 70s, Buffalo, a city about to find its place on the foodie map thanks to a little creation known as the buffalo wing. The spotlight initially swiveled towards Frank and Teresa Bellissimo of the Anchor Bar, who were basking in their newfound fame. In 1972, the Buffalo Evening News put them under the limelight, singing praises of their buffalo wings. This was just the beginning as the Bellissimos found themselves gracing the pages of the Associated Press, sizzling on cooking shows, and even landing in a Calvin Trillin piece in The New Yorker by 1980. But hold up, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Enter John Young, a wing wizard in his own right, who wasn't about to let his sauce-drenched contributions be swept under the rug. Despite the Bellissimo's claim to fame, Young popped the bubble with a story that turned heads. Speaking to Calvin Trillin, he dropped a bombshell, the tale of the Anchor Bar being the Og wing joint in Buffalo. Maybe not so accurate. You see, John Young was deep in the wing game way before it became the hottest ticket in town. By the time the 80s rolled around, returning to a Buffalo now obsessed with wings, Young was struck by the wing craze and the Anchor Bar's audacious claim. "Hold my sauce," he said, figuratively speaking. "I was slinging 5,000 pounds of chicken wings way back in 1962. Bellissimo himself was chowing down on my wings." Young's persistence paid off, etching his name in the Hall of Fame as the pioneer of the Buffalo chicken wing scene with his wings and things. Fast forward to 2020, and the legacy of John Young, the undisputed king of wings, who passed away in 1998, took flight in a deliciously fitting tribute. His daughter, Lena Brown Young, joined forces with Buffalo Bike Tours to dish out her dad's iconic wing recipe on the historical wing ride, wheeling his mouth-watering legacy right into the hearts of wing aficionados everywhere. Buffalo wings joined pizza and became game day grub. So, gather round, wing lovers and history buffs alike, as we dive into the saucy chronicles of Buffalo's greatest culinary export since, well, ever. Picture it, the 1970s in Buffalo, a time when flare jeans were cool, and the chicken wing revolution was just taking flight. Back in the day, after the Anchor Bar sparked the wing craze, other Buffalo joints started tossing their hats and wings into the ring. They mainly stuck to the Og recipe: fry those bad boys, break them down, and drench them in that fiery hot sauce. And, of course, what's a wing without its trusty sidekicks, blue cheese dip and celery? But here's where it gets extra spicy. Some clever clogs decided to bring pizza into the mix. Hey, why not wings and pizza together? Thought a pioneering pizzeria or two in the 70s, according to Brian Hayden from the Buffalo History Museum. And just like that, the epic combo of sheet pizza and wings became the MVP of Buffalo party spreads, especially when game day rolled around. As the 80s hit, the wing wave started to ripple out far beyond Buffalo, splashing its way across the whole country. Enter Buffalo Wild Wings, or Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck, as it was originally known, which hatched in Columbus, Ohio in 1982. Suddenly, Buffalo wings weren't just Buffalo's pride and joy, they were everyone's go-to munch for football, especially the Super Bowl. Now, here's the juicy twist. Once upon a Super Bowl Sunday back in '67, munching on Buffalo wings would have been a budget-friendly way to fuel up for the game. Fast forward through decades of wing mania, and those once humble pieces of chicken have flapped their way to the top of the pecking order. Yep, thanks to their skyrocketing stardom, wings are now one of the priciest picks at the poultry party. So, there you have it, a wing-tastic journey from the disco-dazzled 70s to the big game bashers of today. Next time you're chowing down on that crispy, saucy goodness, take a moment to appreciate the wild wing ride that got us here.